21 gigawatts! Welcome to Star Joes. I'm your host Ryan, and today we're going to be covering Transformers Back to the Future #1 by IDW. This is written by Kavan Scott, and the art is by Juan Samu. I'm probably butchering both their names, and I apologize for that. This is once again IDW crossing Transformers over with another property, and I actually saw another toy is supposed to come out, not only for this, where of course the DeLorean's being turned into a Transformer, but I also saw they're about to do X-Men's Blackbird as a Transformer, which is kind of a cool idea. Although turning anything into a Transformer could be a cool idea if done right. So this is just another fun story. If you've liked the past stories like Ghostbusters with Transformers, or My Little Pony with Transformers, Terminator with Transformers, any of those, then you're probably going to enjoy this as well. It is definitely a fan-made comic, and I have no problem when it comes to, I know some people are like, oh, it panders to fans. Of course it does. It's Transformers with Back to the Future. It is, when you bring those two things together, it is meant to pander to fans. So the point at the end of that is, did it do it in an entertaining way? Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun? And overall, I did have a really good time reading this first issue. We start off with Marty and Doc together. Bumblebee is doing some scouting. He comes across Ravage and Rumble. They're both figuring out what Doc and Marty are up to. You have the whole scene with the terrorists going after Doc, and mayhem just ensues, and it's a fun time for both Transformers fans as well as Back to the Future fans. Probably more so in this issue for Back to the Future fans, because there's a lot of nods to the movies for you here. In fact, you have what ends up happening is something happens in the timeline. We really don't know what yet. In fact, it's not very clear in this issue what exactly happened to change the timeline. But you once again have Marty getting home after his adventure, laying down. When he wakes up, everything is different, and the Decepticons have actually taken over and are using humans as slave labor. And it's really amusing because you get a character like Starscream doing lines like Biff did, of like, hello, hello. So there's things like that happen in the issue that is entertaining for fans. My one disappointment when it comes to this, not only that we don't really know what happened to cause this change, I'm okay with that for the simple fact that we'll probably find out as the issues go on, but we really don't get to see the new Transformer until the very last page. And like I said, it is the DeLorean. That shouldn't really shock you. That's not really a spoiler. It was out there. It's on the cover, for crying out loud. But I believe the Transformer's name is Gigawatt, or Gigawatt, as they say in Back to the Future. So we don't see him until the very last page. They don't give his name in that page or anything like that. He doesn't really introduce himself. He just basically shows up and lets Marty know that we have to go back and change and fix what happened. So that was the only thing that was kind of disappointing, was like, I kind of wanted to see more of that character. I know it's a miniseries. We're going to get to see plenty of that character as we go on. But it just seems like in past iterations of Transformers crossing over with other properties, we got to see the Transformer character a bit earlier. So I remember Ghostbusters in particular having Ecto showing up a lot earlier. So, but like I said, overall, it's a fun issue. The art is entertaining. It's cartoony. It has a little bit of reminiscence of the Back to the Future cartoon. Not exactly, but it kind of gave me some nods to that and everything else, especially when you look at characters like Biff and everything. But like I said, overall, it was a fun issue. When I'm reading something like this, I'm not expecting anything other than to see a lot of references to both Transformers, most likely the cartoon. I expect to see more references to the cartoon in this miniseries like this, and Back to the Future, and obviously expect a lot of references to the various movies that were out there, especially the first one. And this one has a lot of nods to that first movie. So Eager to see where this goes. Like I said, it's a fun time. It's not going to be anything that wows you, but it's definitely going to be something worth checking out if you're a fan of either Transformers or Back to the Future. And if you're a fan of both, like I am, you definitely should check out this issue. So with that, I'll say I give this a rating of that. Like I said, it's a good issue. It's a fun time. So I'm going to give it a rating of Heroes in a Half Shell. Like I said, interested to see where this miniseries goes. I had a good time reading this issue. And like I said, anyone that's a fan of both properties should check it out. And maybe you just want to wait till the trade, that's fine. I'm looking forward to reading this issue by issue. So with that, we'll go ahead and, actually before I close, what have they not done a crossover when it comes to Transformers? Because I've covered quite a few in the recent months on this channel. I'm curious, what else is out there that IDW could do Transformers crossover with? I'm thinking probably something with what I just mentioned, which is the Turtles. That certainly could be done when it comes to IDW. We'll see. But with that, we'll go ahead and close the episode by saying the Force will be with you, because knowing us is half the battle. Take care, everyone.